Bonjour, c'est Madame Sacco et aujourd'hui nous allons apprendre des choses sur les noms et les articles à la page 153 à 159 dans vos livres. So we're learning about nouns and articles, pages 153 to 159 in your book. So make sure you reference your book and make sure you take notes as we go through this. That way it'll help in class tomorrow. So, les noms, nouns. Nouns in French, as in English, people, places, things, ideas. So nouns are used exactly in French like they're used in English. The biggest difference between nouns in French and English is that in French, nouns have gender. All people, places, things have gender. And remember, nouns are simply labels that we attach to objects. It's not necessarily the object itself. So gender has really, it's random. It has nothing to do with who or what the object is in the case of an object. It's just a random designation. That's why we learn our articles when we learn our nouns, is so that it helps us memorize our genders. You really do need to memorize these genders. That way, going forward, you can use your nouns correctly. So in French, when we look at a noun either has gender, meaning it's masculine or feminine, and it has number, meaning it's either singular or plural. Nouns can be replaced by pronouns as long as the pronoun has the same gender and number. So for example, le garçon is il, would be replaced by il. Le stylo, again, would be replaced by il because it's masculine and singular. La fille would be replaced by elle because it's feminine and singular. And les filles would be replaced by elles because it's feminine and plural. Les articles. In French, we have definite articles and we have indefinite articles, just like we do in English. Definite articles are like the, they're specific. For example, the boy. Indefinite articles are like er, an, non-specific. Okay, so a boy. Your definite articles in French, I put them in this chart for you. The masculine singular is le, practice the pronunciation, le. The feminine singular is la. Both the masculine and feminine singular, le and la, become l'apostrophe in front of a vowel. Plural, masculine plural, les. Feminine plural is also les. It's really important to make the distinction between the le, the masculine singular, and the les, the plural. So try this with me again. Le, la, les. Some examples. Le garçon, the boy. Les garçons, the boys. La fille, the girl. Les filles, the girls. So as I mentioned, in French, the l'apostrophe, the le and la become l'apostrophe in front of a vowel, like for example, ami. So l'ami, the friend, l'ami, the female friend with the E on the end. There's no difference in pronunciation with the E or without the E. But in the plural, we don't use the l'apostrophe, we use the les, the plural, because of the liaison, which we talked about liaison. So l'ami for singular, les amis for plural. All right. Next, there are some idiomatic usages of our definite articles. So we'll use the definite article when we talk about the, like if I wanted to say the boy, I would say le garçon, but we also have idiomatic usages. Remember, these are things that can't necessarily be translated. So we'll use the definite article when we're talking about liking things in general. For example, j'aime la musique. J'aime les sports. In English, we don't use articles, but in French, we have to. So in English, I would say I like music, but in French, I'd say j'aime la musique. It doesn't mean I like the music. It just means I like music in general. You would also use the definite article in front of the days of the week to indicate repetition. For example, le lundi. On Mondays, je joue au foot. I play soccer. So, le lundi, je joue au foot. On Mondays, I play soccer. Le mardi, je danse. On Tuesdays, I dance. And it could even happen for like weekends. If I said le weekend, je nage. On weekends, I swim. That indicates that I swim every single weekend. Okay? Moving on to indefinite articles. Indefinite articles are non-specific, so the equivalent of a or an in English. The masculine singular is en. Try the pronunciation, en. tongue should be down, en. Feminine singular, une. Tongue goes up, une. And then the plural of both is des. Des. Now we don't have a plural indefinite article in English. In French we do. It means some. Can mean some as well. So un garçon, a boy. Des garçons, some boys, or just boys. Une fille, a girl. Des filles, some girls, or just girls in general. In English, we can take the article off when we're using the plural indefinite, but like just by saying there are girls in the room. But in French, they don't take that article off. You have to have, for example, il y a des filles. There are some girls or girls in the room. You have to have that des there. You can't take it off like we do in English. Note, and we talked about this in class, un, une, and des change to de apostrophe, de apostrophe in a negative sentence. Some examples, j'ai un chien, I have a dog. Je n'ai pas de chien, I don't have a dog. It's sort of kind of the equivalent of some and any in English. For example, I have some pencils, I don't have any pencils. Another example, il y a un ordinateur, there is a computer. Il n'y a pas d'ordinateur. There are no computers. There's not a computer. Okay? Articles are interchangeable, meaning that any place I can use the un, I can also use a le. For example, un garçon, a boy, le garçon, the boy. Again, it's just a change in meaning. So if you learn your vocabulary and you've learned your indefinite articles like we did it in lesson 9, un vélo, une voiture, etc., we can also substitute in for our definite articles. So I could say un vélo, a bike, or le vélo, the bike. So some examples here, un garçon, a boy, le garçon, the boy. Une fille, a girl, la fille, the girl. Des garçons, some boys, les garçons, the boys. Des filles, some girls, les filles, the girls. Alright, so we finish, on a fini. Maintenant, vous devez faire une activité sur Kia. So go do your key activity and make sure you have your notes and have any questions prepared for tomorrow. Bon, au revoir.